102 Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:34. And Kenny Wayne Shepherd with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Going to be a nice day today. Mix of sun and clouds with a high of 78. Tomorrow, even warmer with a high of 84. It's 47 right now in downtown Springfield.
We have more tickets to Almost Queen at the West River Brewing Company. We'll give those away. We also have tickets to the Springfield Wrestling Convention coming to the South End Community Center.
Wrestling.
That's right. That's coming to the South End on the 14th of June. And we got other stuff, too.
Yeah, we got Am I the A-Hole this morning, and then, we got something.
We got
something's going on.
So much stuff. I hardly know where to begin, except that we should probably begin right now. Bax and Nagle at Rock 102.
Call or text us anytime on the Route 10.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 5:51. And Aerosmith with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Nice day today. Sunny and high of 78. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 84. It's 47 right now in downtown Springfield.
Hollywood Trash is brought to you by Western Mass Masons. Call them for all your foundation and chimney needs.
Somehow you still care about what's happening in Hollywood. So, from Tinseltown, 3,000 miles away, it's Steve Nagle's Hollywood Trash.
Actor Jonathan Joss died Sunday night after being shot by his neighbor outside the remains of his San Antonio home. He was only 59 years old. Joss was the voice of John Redcorn on King of the Hill, and he also played Chief Ken Hotate on Parks and Recreation. Joss's husband, Tristan, yes, he was gay, gave his side of what happened, and it's somewhat complicated, so here's a short version.
Okay.
Ready? This past January, Jonathan's childhood home burned down and one of his dogs died in the fire. For years before that, Jonathan and Tristan had apparently dealt with homophobic neighbors who had threatened to burn it down. On Sunday, Jonathan and Tristan went to the site to check their mail and found, quote, the skull of one of our dogs and its harness placed in clear view.
Come on.
They were obviously distraught and started yelling and crying. That's when a man approached them and started yelling gay slurs at them. Then he raised a gun, pointed it at them, and opened fire. Tristan says Jonathan pushed him out of the way and saved his life, but Jonathan was struck several times and died at the scene. Tristan says, quote, I was with him when he passed. I told him how much he was loved. The suspect, 56-year-old Sigfredo Alvarez Ceja, was booked on a murder charge.
Good.
Ugh.
What an awful story that is.
Well, I mean, it's Hollywood trash. It's not Hollywood happy.
But I mean, you expect something a little bit more cheerful. I mean, that's a terrible story.
All right, well, we'll move on to something else.
Yeah, slap me with another horrible tragedy.
Well, no, I'm not going to go into that. George Romero invented the zombie genre as we know it with the 1968's Night of the Living Dead. And now his daughter Tina is keeping his legacy alive, but with a twist. She made a movie called Queens of the Dead, which she describes as a big gay zombie movie.
Okay.
The plot is simple. The zombie apocalypse breaks out during a Brooklyn warehouse rager full of drag queens.
All right, listen. If there's a zombie apocalypse,
yeah,
I don't know if it is going to matter what your sexuality is. They're going after your brains.
I was going to say, does it matter?
I don't think it matters. I think once you are a part of the undead, no one's going to ask, where you're leaning towards.
The cast includes Katie O'Brien from Love Lies Bleeding, comedian Margaret Cho, Cheyenne Jackson from American Horror Story, and Nina West from RuPaul's Drag Race. Two more cast members are a nod to her dad's Zombieverse, special effects legend Tom Savini, who worked with George multiple times in front and behind the camera, and Galen Ross, star in 1978's Dawn of the Dead. The end credits include a thanks to Tom Cruise because he gave Katie O'Brien a week off from Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning to shoot the movie.
I'm sure it was worth the time off.
I bet you Tom Cruise was expecting that. You know what? You can have the week off, but I want to be credited in the end of your movie that you're doing to let everybody know that I gave you the time off.
Yes, that it was
because
through my permission.
Couldn't she have not done that in an Instagram post or something on Snapchat. Doesn't...
I mean, listen, if you're a zombie and you're gay, then be a gay zombie. You know, no sense living in the closet. Live your life.
Yeah.
Be happy.
Well,
as a brain-chopping zombie.
It'll be almost impossible to name the best Pixar movie. But what about the most popular? Google Trends determine the most popular in each state according to search history.
What's your favorite Pixar movie?
It's worth noting that it's based on 21 years of data from January 1st of 2004 to May 21st of 2025, so movies that have been around longer could have had an advantage. But Monsters, Inc. is number 1 in 24 states.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is Finding Nemo.
Sure.
Number 3, The Incredibles. Number 4, Toy Story. And number 5, Coco.
Coco?
Coco.
I don't know that one.
I don't know.
The only one of the 5 I don't know.
I saw Coco. I saw most of those.
I saw all, but that one.
Meghan Markle is trying to build her lifestyle brand, but not everyone is on board. Word has it that Meghan asked Dolly Parton to appear on the Netflix show With Love, Meghan, and got denied. A celebrity commentator on a recent podcast said Dolly's team was livid because they thought Meghan just wanted to use Dolly to boost her cred. They also didn't want to, quote, risk Dolly's reputation and her popularity by associating with Meghan. Ooh.
You know, I mean, if Dolly Parton isn't comfortable with you,
yeah,
that should tell you a lot about you.
Yeah, she seems like she'd be nice to everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what are you going to do to piss off Dolly Parton?
Her and her assets, just showing them off.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just saying that she seems like a very nice lady.
Now that Taylor Swift owns all of her music, is there a need to listen to any Taylor's version anymore? Spotify announced that streams of the original versions of her albums doubled on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
When Taylor broke the news and she regained control of the first 6 albums, her overall streams jumped by 40%. Here's a breakdown for each original album. Speak Now, 430% increase. Taylor Swift, 220% increase. Reputation, 175% increase. Fearless, 160%. Red, 150%. And 1989, 110%.
You're going to find this amazing.
Yeah.
But my numbers of how much more Taylor Swift I'm listening to have not changed at all.
Mine have.
Well, I'm sure you...
I live with a Swiftie.
I'm sure. Well, I do too, but it's like my numbers, personal numbers, have not changed in the least.
What was I called? I was called like a Swiftie who wasn't really a Swiftie. Like a
poser Swiftie?
Yeah, like, you know, because I only like the hits. I don't like the deep tracks that she has.
Yes, I can understand.
I don't know. Kim Kardashian raised eyebrows over the weekend after announcing the launch of a wellness retreat that includes booty chakra alignment, sensual yoni steamings. I don't even know what the hell that is, and guided moan meditations.
Now never mind.
What?
I was going to say the booty chakras. Is that like one of these things here? Like one of the
No, not a chakra.
Oh, not a chakra.
Chakra. Yeah.
Well, she must have had something to say then.
Oh my God! The last time my energy got that raw and open, Ray J aligned my chakras with his crystal rod and left me leaking like a kombucha keg in that sex tape you can purchase on YouPorn for $39.95.
Caitlin?
Well, I never got that down and dirty with your mother, Chris Kim, but I once turned her third eye into a pink slip and slide. She had me chanting, Om, while I spelunked her love cavern like a horny monk on mushrooms.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is I did a full Deepak chop her.
What's a Deepak chopper?
That's when you reach your inner peace by clapping cheeks so hard you cause a sound bath. She said I activated all 7 chakras, but mostly the brown one. We reached nirvana. Then I left through the back entrance like a tantric Uber. You don't even want to know what the cleanup fee is for that.
I don't know about that.
And that is your Hollywood Trash on Rock 102. Hello.
From lumber, paint, hardware to Kohl's.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger wood-fired grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, in the world of professional sports, it becomes apparent that the mind and body usually operate with different parts. On one hand, the mind tends to believe, I'm too young to give it all up and retire. Meanwhile, the body comes back and says, whoa, slow down there, big fella. Unfortunately, some players fail to listen to that sort of suggestion and hang around too long. Other players are given no choice and must retire because the body simply refuses to do what the brain wants it to do. Yesterday, longtime New England Patriots center David Andrews announced that he is officially retiring from football. You may recall that Andrews was released from the team back in March after shoulder problems limited him to only 4 games last season. Following the surgery and his recovery, he was waived by the Patriots after failing to pass a physical. Yesterday, Andrews gave an emotional statement offering thanks and gratitude to the team, the fans, and the entire Patriots organization. He then went on to say that after winning 2 Super Bowls and being the team captain for the last 8 years, quote, I didn't want to go do it for another organization. That wasn't what I had in mind to finish my career. I wanted to finish it here, and I did. Folks, when I retire from this godforsaken business in approximately 2,294 days, I can promise that I will go out with the same level of grace or dignity. Sure, I may be emotional, but that's only having stolen thousands of dollars in office supplies, T-shirts, coffee mugs, some office chairs, some paper towels, and what used to be the Arnold's Wheel of Meat. Once I get all that stuff packed into my car, I'll be ready to move on with my life. David Andrews, on the other hand, chose to bow out of his 10-year-long football career with quiet grace and dignity, whereas I plan on leaving here with a fistful of pens. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Get a DeWalt tungsten carbide tip circular saw blade, $20. Get a DeWalt black and gold high-speed steel pilot point drill bit set, $20. It's the Rocky's $20 drill bit and saw blade sale. DeWalt bits and blades, $20 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock. It's 6:12, and the Rolling Stones are Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be a nice day today. Sunny and a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 84, and it is 47 right now in downtown Springfield.
Going to be an exciting round of Am I the A-Hole a little bit later on this morning, plus a lot of stuff to give away. We'll give you all the details about that later.
I'm reading this article here, the 15 worst corporate logo fails.
Yeah.
And they got some... You know, there was always that one about the Red Dog. Remember the Red Dog label?
Yeah.
And if you turned it upside down, it looked like Batman was being a cunning linguist.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. Like hidden stuff in logos. I have to say something here because I've noticed now, this is 2 pictures that I've seen of the Teddy Bears Pools and Spas logo. Which has got the bear on it, on the back. You know, it's got the face of the bear.
The bear's an iconic part of their marketing campaign.
And the bear has 2 little ears on it.
Yes.
You know.
So the bear hears all.
Right. So then the logo is placed within the URL. So it says teddybearpoolsandspas.com, and the O is the bear.
Okay.
But the bear doesn't look like an O.
Because the ears make it look like another vowel.
Yes. And
I can't even imagine what that word would spell.
I'm just trying to figure out, am I the only one seeing it?
Well... I don't think you could fill a pool and spa with that stuff.
I thought it was the chlorine burning my eyes. It's just like it looks weird. It's just like an odd logo.
Yeah, I get it, but I also understand, from a marketing point, he's got that iconic bear. You want to use the bear as much as possible.
Well, you could use it before the slogan or before the tagline.
I suppose, but are you not going to buy one of the products over there simply because of the questionable placement of the bear's face?
No, as a matter of fact, I would be heading. I'm heading right. That's where I'm going to get my hot tub stuff. I'm going to head right over there.
Because if there's a better chance.
Yeah. well, my two questions will be, first of all, where is it, and can I get this out with something?
I mean, I know there's chemicals you put in there sometimes to clean it up.
Listen, I'm not. I bought plenty of products from that place. I have the hot tub. I buy the chemicals and all that stuff from there. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to go re-up soon. And this is what I'm saying. I don't know if I need to prepare myself to walk in there.
I don't think you're going to need to prepare. Well, having said this conversation out loud, maybe you would have to reconsider. How maybe you walk in there with a fake mustache or something, or like a prosthetic nose, just so no one confuses you with the guy that just mentioned something about their logo on the radio.
Well, I started wearing a hat again. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did. It's very Elon Musk of you.
Well, yeah. I don't have a black eye yet. My kid might punch me in the face. But yeah, I started wearing a hat again. I don't know why. I just started wearing one. Maybe because there's nothing under there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe that's just to protect your head during these summer months.
Well, I do tend to injure myself quite often, and I don't think this is going to be a helmet of any safety measure or anything like that.
It's not really a protective helmet. It's just a black cap.
And if I'm going to get in a hot tub full of that stuff, I'm going to have to take it off. Because otherwise it leaves bleach stains.
And that's a black hat. So, and while it's slimming to your head, it might not look so good with all the bleachy stains all over it.
Yeah, I was just curious if it was if anybody else noticed that maybe it's just my dirty mind that goes that way.
I'm sure someone has seen it and said, "Huh, isn't that interesting?"
You're doing a double take. Yeah,
right. They did it. They looked at it, the double take, and said, "I'm going to keep moving now."
Well, last night I'm in a Cumberland Farms, and I see Sprite has a new product out that's Sprite and tea, right?
Really?
But it looks like it says flea on it.
But it's not.
But it's not. There's no fleas in the Sprite. I mean, I can see how,
right,
and you have to do a double take to make sure that you're not drinking a whole nest full of fleas.
See, I don't see this as necessarily a fail. I see this as a conversation starter. And, if you're in business and you have a product that you're selling, what better way is there to move product than to have a conversation starter, say, that gets people talking about it?
I get that. I'm just saying, what about the guy showing up with a bucket? You know what I mean? Oh, I totally misread that sign.
I mean, I didn't know if this is how I'm supposed to pay for it, or if this is just something I should be cognizant of when I start running it.
So this isn't like a spa treatment. It's you just sell spas,
right?
I get it.
Right. Nothing.
Okay.
No frills.
No frills.
No. I mean, there's accessories you can buy, of course, but that's not one of them.
I'm sure there is, but. I mean, it kind of does smell like chlorine. I don't
really know, Steve. I don't go sniffing around half the time.
Yeah, I just it was out of my own pure curiosity.
Yeah.
If anybody else had noticed that, or was it just me? Or
actually,
somebody else noticed it because the picture was sent to me twice by two separate people, with two different logos.
So people are noticing.
I think they are noticing.
What's more disturbing, the logo itself and the placement of the bear's face, or the fact that when people see it, they immediately think of you?
Yeah, see, that's what I want.
I mean, to me, that would be like the more problematic of the two. It's okay, how he runs his business is really his business, but the fact that when people think about that, they're thinking, "Oh, Steve Nagle's got to see this."
Yeah, well, because that's the kind of that's where my mind goes. People know my mind. But you know what? If I can be the brand ambassador now.
Yeah, I can see you endorsing the product.
Well, like I said, I go there. I buy the product. It's not like
you support the business.
I'm not going to not go because I see that logo. I'm just, again, furious. And somebody else on the Route 10 Tire listener, I saw that immediately. What are they not seeing?
Again, conversation starter. Forget you talking about it. Might want to think about a hot tub.
Or pool.
Or pool.
Yeah, it is
hot
that
tub.
time of year. You know,
One of the two.
Yeah, I mean, everybody needs a good 18-footer, right? Ooh, what's those floaties in there?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think I'm going to skip taking a dip today.
Yeah, and that's not the water's cloudy for a completely different reason than what you think it is.
But there's a treatment for that.
Yeah. There is. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like, listen, did you have a swingers party in your hot tub this weekend? We have the chemicals over here to take care of all that stuff. I could write ads for this place.
Yeah, you really could. Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't called you already. I'm
surprised he hasn't reached out yet.
Yeah, boy, for all I know, he's the one sending you the pictures.
Pretty good bait. Hey, check this out.
You're not going to believe this.
All right, we've done enough damage.
It's 621 at Rock 102.
Since the purpose of a roof.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 626 and Creedence with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Liam Neeson is missing, so I'll give you the forecast. He's nowhere to be found. Maybe he's out on a mission.
I'm sure he'll find that girl.
Sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 84. It's 48 in downtown Springfield. Oh, do you want to do it now?
Well, I mean, I could quickly self-promote or
self-promote.
Yeah, let me self-promote myself real quick. This week on Baxi's Musical Podcast, my guest is the legendary Mark Waldock. Legendary because in Milwaukee, where he's from, the guy for like the last 25 years has been like a centerpiece of the music scene there, and he's got a brand new band called the Hallelujah Award. Their new record called Everybody Swooms came out last Friday. It's really, really good. And you can hear that interview on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, as well as the app. It's all brought to you by Metro, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
All right, you ready to laugh now?
Now I'm done self-promoting.
Okay, let's go to the little thing here. There we go.
It's Bax and Nagle's Joke of the Day.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown. I amuse you.
On Rock 102.
I make you laugh.
Springfield's Classic Rock.
I recently visited the birthplace of the man who invented the toothbrush.
You did?
Yeah. There was no plaque. Because it's a toothbrush and I got rid of all.
Joke.
Isn't it? Listen, wait. I got more dental material all week long.
Promises.
Can't wait.
Back.
See you there.
6:30 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Gary Rome Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-on bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRomeHyundai.com/family. There's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. Springfield crews were working to put out a structure fire on Isabel Street Monday night. Springfield Fire Captain Drew Garrett shared on social media at approximately 8:30 p.m. that all companies had responded to a working fire located at 3 Isabel Street. Images shared show the home's porch heavily engulfed in flames. This is pretty nasty. I don't know if you saw the outside of this thing. Both upstairs and downstairs. Yeah. No information has been released regarding the affected individuals or the injuries at this time, and 22 News will provide you with more updates as the day goes on. Over in Chicopee, a teen was charged. Hang on a second. A Chicopee teenager was arrested and charged with murder following a deadly shooting last Thursday. Hamden DA Office Communications Director Peyton North shared that on May 29th at approximately 9 p.m., the Mass State Police Detective Unit assigned to the DA's office received a report of a shooting in Chicopee. Officers from the Chicopee Police Department were called to 16 Charbonneau Terrace after reports and found an injured man with multiple wounds. Emergency crews performed immediate life-saving measures, but the victim passed away shortly after. The victim has been identified as Trey Kingsbury, 21, of West Springfield. Detectives arriving at the location were able to identify and arrest 17-year-old Jayshaw Kempton of Chicopee as a suspect connected to the shooting. On Friday, Kempton was arraigned in Chicopee District Court and charged with murder and illegal possession of a firearm. Kempton is being held without the right to bail and is scheduled in court on June 26 for a pretrial conference. The Hamden DA's office, State Police Detective Unit, and the Chicopee Police Department are continuing to investigate the incident. They say be careful of the water this time of year. We recently had a tragedy last week in the Connecticut River, and multiple police and fire crews have located a reportedly struggling individual in an inner tube on the Connecticut River. The Chicopee Fire Department stated in a social media post that fire and police crews were searching for a person in the Connecticut River Monday afternoon. The individual was in an inner tube and reportedly struggling in the river. The fire department has shared that the individual has been safely located. Chicopee crews were assisted by members of the Hampden County Sheriff's Office, the fire department, and the South Hadley Fire Department. I don't think people really grasp the strength and current of that river.
Yeah.
It looks calm by looking at it.
Yeah, but it's a powerful current.
But we've had a lot of rain, and the level is pretty high right now. And you don't see that the current it's flowing. It's flowing down there. So you just got to be careful.
And not for nothing, the Connecticut River is not one of them lazy river things you'd see like at the like a water park.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some power to it. It's got some strength. It ain't lazy.
It's not a lazy river.
No, it's not
by any means.
By any stretch.
The Holyoke Police is seeking charges against a driver who crashed into the JFK Memorial Plaza Sunday morning. Holyoke Police Chief Brian Keenan stated that 4:25 a.m. on Sunday, officers were called to the area of Suffolk and Sycamore Street for the single-vehicle crash. We talked about this yesterday, and Laddie Rua, the chairperson of the War Memorial Commission in Holyoke, said as a veteran and commissioner that she was shocked and devastated when she heard the news and saw how badly the memorial was damaged. Rua said the Memorial Plaza is managed and overseen by the War Memorial Commissioners, whereas the JFK Monument itself is a dedication from the Holyoke St. Patrick's Committee. The commissioners met on Monday to start the process of planning the restoration. It's unfortunate that this is probably going to be a very expensive cost. Memorials are very significant to the public eye, so we do want to make sure that we are treating every aspect of this process and moving forward with dignity and respect. Rua said the commissioners are meeting with Holyoke Mayor Josh Garcia and other officials in the next few days to understand the process to restore the monument to its original form. It's pretty bad.
I didn't actually see the pictures of the monument after it was hit, but
it kind of reminds me. Remember that kid drove through the graveyard up in Northampton and knocked down all the a few years ago, knocked down all the headstones. That's it. Kind of looks like that, the broken stone and
boy.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, and Holyoke, has its share of nice things. And they should be protecting them.
We should. We absolutely should.
There should be like like big rocks in front of it. They're like stone pillars.
A milestone
or
moment.
Trap doors.
Something.
Yeah.
A milestone moment for the Hampden County Sheriff's Department as they celebrated the first graduates of their new commercial driver's license, or CDL, training program, partnership program. The partnership combines with the Hampden County Sheriff's Department and Emerge Career, which is a CDL training program for those who have spent time in prison. The idea is to give the former inmates an opportunity to gain stable, high-paying careers after getting out. They brought hope to themselves by taking this opportunity and maximizing it, and as a result, said Hampden County Sheriff Nick Kochi. The program launched just over a year ago. So integrating people back into society.
Hey, you know what? It's a great program. I mean, you people go through their time. They serve what they got to do, and at some point they get out and have to try to be parts of society, productive members of society. These are the opportunities that many of these people need, and many of them succeed.
I wonder if it's the guy who used to do the net school.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Join us at Shackles.
Shackles.
Well, it's no longer a net.
I get it. Yeah.
You're getting, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with that.
It's okay, Steve. Got to work it.
Well, we should
use it in the small rooms before bringing it here to the big stage.
Well, exactly. No, this is the small room.
Technically, yes, but you have a larger audience here than you would, say, like at a Thursday night for $20 on a comedy show.
Which is June 19th, by the way.
June 19th?
Yeah.
All right, right around the corner.
Yeah, just a couple of weeks away. This is how we do it.
We'll have to find ways of promoting it shamelessly on the air.
Let's see. Ahead of the third annual Ironman 70.3 competition, which returns to the greater Springfield area this weekend, officials are warning of road closures. This Sunday, the Springfield DPW said drivers can expect to see closures and reduced lanes on East Columbus Avenue, Hall of Fame Avenue, Court Street, Long Hill Street, and through Forest Park throughout the day. Court Street will also be closed on Saturday for an event setup. It should be noted that the lower level of I-91 South Garage will also be closed this weekend.
Steve, what is the approximate level of human waste in the Connecticut River these days?
I don't know. It's probably like 400,000 gallons.
Okay.
So that's you always get an overflow from the, and it's supposed to rain on Saturday, so that's going to
the levels are going to rise.
Yeah.
See, because last time this happened when Mayor Will Reichelt from West Springfield participated in the Ironman and then swam the river, fighting through its mighty current through all kinds of contaminated river water. I mean, to me, that was worthy of applause.
It's
and penicillin.
It takes a certain kind of person to want to jump in that filth. Like how much of an Iron Man do you want to be? That say not only can I dodge bullets with my chest,
sure,
but I can also swim in a pile of feces.
Yeah,
for the swimming portion of the race.
See, I would never participate in something like this. If you had a contest that said it's the 2025 Iron Deficiency Man contest, then maybe I'm your guy.
Yeah,
maybe I could participate in that. Probably do pretty well, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have to swim in a river tainted with excrement.
Taint. That's where it came from.
Well, it's around that real estate. Yes.
The ownership of what will soon be the XXL Center announced a new name for the venue. It'll be called the People's Bank Arena.
All right.
The Oakview Group, along with Capital Region Development Authority and Governor Ned Lamont, announced the new name on Monday. They said People's Bank bought the naming rights and put their label on the iconic building. This announcement marks the beginning of a transformative new chapter for the XL Center, the Oakview Group said in a news release. The arena is known for hosting massive concerts, sporting events, and a place where thousands have made memories over decades. With the new name, the building is also undergoing renovations of more than $100 million. The building officially closed for the summer a couple of weeks ago as the renovations ramped up. When the arena reopens in a few months, it'll feature new loge boxes, general seating, and upgrades to a wider array of events.
You can also apply for a home equity line of credit while you're sitting there enjoying the show.
This is the one downtown, right?
That is the one downtown.
Downtown, yes. where the hockey team plays?
That is correct.
So there's going to be... I didn't think it was in that bad of a shape, was it?
No, but naming rights tend to expire and get renewed all the time. Actually, did the Mass Mutual Center, I mean, weren't they losing the naming right? Wasn't Mass Mutual saying, we're not going to buy into that?
I don't remember when the contract was up.
Yeah.
It was like a 10-year thing that they took over, I think.
Yeah, but I remember the story. I'd love to know what the deets are now, but I remember the story like that they were looking for somebody else. Like it was going to become like, for a while, the Dave's Soda and Pet Food Center was going to be right there, but he backed out.
Yeah, I mean that would have been a nice little addition to the complex, but this whole naming right thing they never did this. People still call the Meadows the Meadows.
Yeah, but
even though it was like
hadn't been called the Meadows officially in a long time.
Right, but at first it was like the ctnowjobs.com thing, and then it was monster.com, and it was all this was back in like the 90s. And
this is a great simple way of gaining revenue.
What would you call because I'm going out to Mansfield tonight to a concert.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you call that place out there?
Well, it used to be called initially Greatwoods.
Right.
And then it became like the Tweeter Center.
Well, that's how old I am. I still call it the Tweeter Center, even though Tweeter hasn't been in business in probably 20 years.
Probably longer than that.
But yeah, the Tweeter Center.
Yeah, no, I still think of it as Greatwoods.
But it's called something else now. I think it's like an Xfinity Center or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. But then again, I still call Great Horse the Hamden Country Club, and that's not really. That's not really germane anymore.
That's like sitting down and asking for the Polaner all fruit and calling it jelly. You don't call it the Hamden Country. Because anybody tell me where the Hamden Country Club is? And everybody almost passes out because you said Hamden Country Club instead of Great Horse.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll never get my complimentary lifetime membership if I keep talking that way.
You're that guy in the commercial. Are you going to Great Horse this weekend? Why, yes, I am going to Great Horse this weekend.
I remember back in the good old days when you would see one Range Rover per 5 years. Now I see 5 different parking spaces, all with Range Rovers.
Will you be going to Great Horse this weekend? You mean the Hamden Country Club? And everybody passes out, drops their
Big
thing.
gasp.
Yeah. And call it anything you like, but don't dare call it the Hamden Country Club.
Oh, not if you know what's good for you.
I remember when that place was a dump.
It was never a dump.
Yes, it was. It was a dump.
It was a nice course. I always liked that course.
Yeah, but it was open to the public.
Yeah,
That's what made it a
compared
dump.
to what it is now, where it's just like this opulent estate on top of a mountain. That's different.
How much is a membership there per year?
Entirely too much. Much for me.
Do you know how much it is?
I don't, but I hear it's pricey. I honestly, I have not. I think I inquired early on.
Yeah.
In the process, and I think once I stopped laughing hysterically, I let it just slip out of my mind.
I wonder if Teddy Bear Pools does the pool work up there.
I don't have no idea. It could be.
They might have done it at the old place. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be nice and sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, Sunday with a high of 84. It's 48 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
1, 2.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 6:53 and Van Halen with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It is going to be sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 84. It is 48 right now in downtown Springfield.
Pat Kelly and the Road Crew are going to be at Free Music Friday this Friday from 7 to 9 at the Plaza at MGM Springfield. Enjoy free live outdoor music at the Plaza with some of your favorite local bands. This week, a really good one, The Great Escape, the tribute to Journey. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they're wicked good. They'll take the stage at 7:30. Also, you can quench your thirst with refreshing, cool beverages at the Plaza Bar or get craft beer from White Lion Brewing. They'll be down there as well. Guac This Way, their food truck will be out, along with some other bites to eat. It's Free Music Friday, this Friday at MGM with Pat and the Road Crew from Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
It's National Egg Day.
What's your favorite way to eat eggs?
2/3 of people usually buy white eggs. The preferred preparation is scrambled. People believe the chicken came before the egg, and blood can be used as an egg sub for baking. Did you know that?
What can be used for this?
Blood.
Blood?
Yeah.
Like egg blood?
Where is that fact?
Never even heard of that.
I usually crack an egg. It doesn't. Oh yeah. Did you know that a good egg substitute in baking is blood? Eggs and blood have similar protein compositions, particularly with the albumin that gives both their coagulant properties.
Interesting.
I said that word right.
Yes, you said eggs correctly.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I did not know that. So I suppose if I wanted to make an omelet and ran out of eggs, I could just bleed into a pan.
If egg prices start to go up again, you hit up a reputable butcher. The conversion is 1 egg equals 65 grams of animal blood, or roughly 4 tablespoons. Applesauce also works. I think I'm going to go with the applesauce.
Applesauce, please.
Well, as an egg substitute, I mean, I can see that. But animal blood? I'm not doing
probably.
that.
I mean, unless you're doing some sort of sacrifice in your backyard. What would be the point?
Other fun facts about eggs. A poll came out. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. Ask the Teddy Bear Pools and Spas guy.
Honestly.
44% people said the chicken, 32% said the egg, and 24% are not sure.
Well, again, you have to go back in time and look at how evolution may have played a role in some of this. Maybe it was, in fact, the chicken, but maybe the chicken was something before the chicken. Maybe it crawled out of the ocean with a basket full of eggs. Next thing you know, boom, got more chickens or whatever the hell they were at the time.
Isn't it weird? Isn't this like creation itself just weird?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you try to think back, like, how did this all come to be? And whether you're religious or not, you have two different versions of what happened. Well, you have many different versions of what happened, but, if you're following science versus following religion, this guy God created everybody and just start spitting people out on the earth.
Right.
And if you're in science, we just came from nothing.
Or if you're looking for a real source of information, you go to TikTok, you find out that what actually happened is we are the actual aliens.
Yeah, I know. We already discussed that.
I know.
I'm more about the birds aren't real thing. I think the birds are just little cameras flying around.
And they fall off the edge of the flat Earth?
Yeah. Off the edge of the flat Earth, and, I believe they were involved in the JFK assassination, too.
Yeah. I've recently been running into videos that talk about species that live below the crust of the Earth. I don't know how I'm getting bombarded by those.
In that hole in Antarctica?
Yes.
Yeah. There's like a whole alien underground out there.
Apparently, there's like an underground society that's just that's like breathing. They all look like slee stacks. If you remember Land of the Lost.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they look like slee stacks.
Well, there was a guy back in the 1940s who flew a plane in there and found this underworld and came out and documented all this stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody ever wanted to investigate it because it's top secret information.
The government, how that goes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't post it on TikTok if it weren't true.
Well, maybe the Illuminati is keeping the information suppressed.
The Illuminati, do they exist at all, Steve? Yeah, there are all kinds of societies out there that would be better off not even knowing about.
You know what? I'm really glad we had this conversation.
Oh, you have no idea. It's 6:58 at Rock 102.
Hey, it's Steve Nagle. Join me and the Rock 102 road crew for
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger wood-fired grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, let's face it. If you were given the choice of spending all day lifting weights in the gym or running wind sprints on a surgically repaired ACL, or you could spend the day on a boat with Cardi B and a bunch of ladies in bikinis, which one would you choose? For me, I would probably take the boat. Not because I'm interested in any of those women. I'm a happily married man. I just really hate going to the gym. Unfortunately, that's not always the most popular choice when you've been given a 3-year, $69 million contract to play football for the New England Patriots. Last week, as you may know, Patriots receiver Stephon Diggs was spotted in almost exactly the same situation, on a boat, with his girlfriend Cardi B, and as it turns out, the ship was either being captained by a crew of nautically experienced deckhands in bikinis, or the ship had been overtaken by a rogue band of seafaring pirates in swimwear. Despite the controversy that followed, in which Diggs is seen on Instagram holding up a plastic sea chest of pink powdery buried treasure, Stephon Diggs decides to show up on official team activities yesterday, where he's taking the field, running drills, and catching footballs from Drake May without a single bikini pirate in sight. Now, while that appearance, while not as exciting as watching Stephon Diggs going down on the ship, is encouraging in the fact that A, he's showing up to practice, B, has probably docked his yacht in accordance with maritime regulations, and C, apparently is ready to start acting like a guy who's ready to play football for the New England Patriots. If you asked me if any of these things seemed possible last week, I might have had a different opinion. But since there will be plenty of time to sail the high seas this summer during your off time, I think now is the right time to show that you give a damn about other things. And playing football with a $69 million contract would certainly be one of those things. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Steel, the orange and white outdoor power workhouse. Famous for their chainsaws, Steel's that make pruners and blowers and string trimmers. Mark from the South Hadley Rocky sells and services all that stuff. He's a Steel-trained technician, and you'll find one at every Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch. Rock at 7:13 and Don Henley with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Without all the cocaine. And
that's
girls.
right. And the young girls going through his house.
It is going to be, let's see, sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 84. It is 52 right now in downtown Springfield. How about...
I was just going to say later on this morning, and don't get your pants all up in a bundle yet, we got tickets to see Almost Queen at the Westfield River Brewing coming up this weekend. Also, tickets to the Springfield Wrestling Convention at the South End Community Center. We'll give away both those sets of tickets later on today.
How about another round of Am I the A-hole?
Yes.
Why you always do that?
What?
Yeah, whatever.
You say, am I ready? I say yes.
Well, I guess you're ready. Let's see. Am I the a-hole for recording my friend's fiancée at her bachelorette party and playing the recording for him?
Yeah, boy.
I was invited to the bachelorette party for my friend's fiancée. It was over the long weekend at a vacation rental on the beach. There was booze, a hot tub, great food, definitely a hit. At one point, I was on the deck looking at the ocean, and the bride was drunk in the hot tub with two of her friends.
All right.
She said she felt more relaxed than she had in a while. I assume she was referring to wedding planning. One of her friends asked if she was having trouble with the little monster. She said no, that he was manageable for now. This must be his kid.
Okay.
At one point, I realized they were talking about my friend's son. I took out my phone and started recording them.
Mm-hmm.
The bride's friend said horrible stuff about my friend's son, and the bride responded positively to everything, laughing and agreeing. Then she said it was too bad he wasn't old enough to be sent off to military school. I stopped recording when their topic changed. I don't think they ever realized I was close enough to hear them. When we got back, I asked to meet with my friend, and I played him the recording. He was quiet while he listened. After the recording was finished, he asked me to send it to him, which I did. Then he asked me to delete it, which I said I would do, but have not yet. I feel like the a-hole for interfering. I really do. However, I'm worried about my friend's son. Depending on what my friend does, I might need to send this recording to the poor boy's family. I feel like I overstepped, but what else can I do? Was I being the a-hole?
I would say you are part of being the a-hole.
Well, I mean, what is her ultimate goal? Was it really to protect the kid, or is she just jealous that she's this guy's friend?
Yeah. Or she got a real bug up her ass about the woman her friend is marrying.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we all have conversations about things that are private with people that if people knew we were talking about them would probably go badly. Like I talk about you behind your back all the time.
I talk about you behind your back all the time.
And I assume that's always been the case.
I call you the Bax stabber.
Really?
Yeah.
I call you the heavy burden on my shoulders.
Uh-huh.
But nevertheless, I don't think I'd play that video to the father. I mean, I just sometimes it's best not to get involved too much and let things play out.
I don't know. How many times have you ever had somebody who's like they broke up?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you start hearing, yeah, I never liked her anyway. You know, that kind of thing. Why didn't you say anything? Because you're relying on your friends to say something. And here's this friend actually doing something about it. And now it's wrong because she recorded a conversation.
Well, it's easy to say, Why didn't you tell me sooner? The reality is, the reason I didn't tell you sooner is because you wouldn't have believed me if I told you sooner.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not really up to me to get so involved that I'm the thing that presents information that breaks you up.
It's the Willy Wonka effect.
Yes.
The one with no, wait, don't stop, don't do it. You know,
right.
Just kind of sitting there. All right, I can see that. I don't know. I think if this woman seemingly had a problem with the bride, why would you even go on a week-long vacation rental with the thing? And maybe the bride was setting up the friend, saying, hey, you know what? If we have a conversation about the kid, we'll see how much she opens her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a setup.
Oh, man, this goes deeper than I thought.
Yeah, see? You're not thinking on the outside of the box.
Maybe I'm not.
That means two things.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to reassess this.
All right, number two. Am I the a-hole for telling a woman at the gym she's embarrassing herself? I go to the gym a lot. About 6 months ago, I noticed a woman called Andrea. That's not her name. Is it Andrea or Andrea?
I'm going to say Andrea, but that's me.
That's not her name, but it will be for the rest of this post. I don't know if Andrea started going to the gym 6 months ago or if that's when I just started noticing her. Full disclosure, I spoke to her first, but I had no way of knowing what the result would be. A lot of machines at the gym have this little entertainment system attached to them that can access local channels. I got on a treadmill and realized the TV on the treadmill wasn't working. Andrea was walking past, and I said, hey, you know if there's an issue with the cable? This TV isn't working, but I don't know if it's just this one or all of them. She said the same thing happened to her on a different machine. I thanked her, and that was the whole interaction. A week later, she asked me for some electrolyte powder for her water. I said I didn't have any. She was cool with that and asked me how long I'd be coming to the gym and what I did for work. I answered and returned her questions. She said she was new to the area and worked in private security. We had a few more chill conversations after that. 6 weeks ago, she asked me out. For reasons I won't get into here, I was not interested. I declined. She said not to worry about things being awkward at the gym if we don't work out. That means two things.
Yeah, right.
I also said that wasn't the issue, just not looking to date right now. She kept talking to me, and at first I kept talking to her, but I started to think something might be wrong, and I started avoiding her. 2 weeks ago, she walked up to me while I was on the machine with only one way to properly dismount that involves stepping into her into where she was standing. So she asked if I was avoiding her. I said I was, and I apologized. I just said, I don't want to date right now. She said I don't have to avoid her to not date her. I said, okay. I kept avoiding her, though. Tonight I was working out, and she confronted me again about avoiding her. I had a bad day and told her to leave me alone. She asked me why I was being such a jerk, and I said it was because I wanted her to leave me alone. I then said she was embarrassing herself and needs to stop. She then put her foot on top of the weights, and I thought she was going to press them down on me, so I let go of the bar very quickly, causing the weights to slam and make a loud noise. Several people looked over. The lunk alarm would have gone off at the Planet Fitness if you had done that. Don't ever do that. She said, now who's embarrassing himself, and walked away. So did I go too far by saying that? Do I owe her an apology? I don't think you do.
Well, I mean, he admittedly left a lot of stuff out here.
Yeah.
He said, for reasons I'm not going to get into, I declined. And then continued to say, I didn't, for reasons I'm not going to disclose here, I'm not going to tell you why. Well, okay, well, if you didn't want to date the woman, that's fine. It doesn't mean you have to be rude to her or avoid her.
But if you don't want to talk to them anymore because she made it uncomfortable.
Well, see, that's her responsibility. I mean, she should have backed off when she realized that he was not interested in her in that way.
When somebody says, no, I'm not interested,
you
that's
back
not
off.
An invite to increase your presence.
I totally agree. So I think they're both playing the role of the a-hole here.
I don't know. I think
she couldn't accept no, and he couldn't have just been nice.
Well, I mean, and from her perspective, why would you want to date somebody who is an avoidant, what do they call that personality?
Like a passive-aggressive type of thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Art of the chase, I guess.
I guess.
It is. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what? I kind of agree with him. You don't crap where you eat. You wouldn't date somebody at work, would you?
No.
Right. So why would you date somebody in a place that you go? I can see where he's coming from on that.
Yeah.
Listen,
I get it.
If it gets messy, I don't want to deal with this.
I don't have to go to a whole new gym.
Or I have to come at different hours, and I don't have the time to do that. Let's just keep it this way. I think she's being a little pushy.
She might be. She came on strong, and she didn't take no for an answer. She kept, going hard to the rim, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to use a basketball reference.
All right. You ready for the final one?
Number 3.
All right. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with my best friend's kid? Now, we listen and we don't judge.
Right.
Max.
I'm not judging at all.
I don't know why I did it. It's eating at me. That means two things. I really just needed someone other than me to know. This is a throwaway account so I can hide this from the people in my personal life. Names are fake. But if the scenario is real, can't somebody kind of piece the thing together and
potentially
figure it out?
yes.
Last week, my best friend Dan of 40 years got married for the 5th time. We are in our 50s, and me being 57 and him being 56. His son, who we can call Loon, is 23. I was the best man. It's a running joke between me and Dan that every time he gets remarried, I can just use the same speech from his first wedding. This is his first wedding where Loon was in attendance. His mom often refused to let him go. I was shocked that he even came. That means two things. I was drinking. I did not talk to Loon for a majority of the wedding. He came up to me drunk. We talked for a little bit, and I realized he was flirting with me. I'm not gay. At least I don't think I am. I was sober enough to tell him no and go drink some water. He responded to me by telling me to go to his hotel room if I wanted to join. I cannot defend myself. I don't know where my head was at, but I went to his hotel room anyway. I haven't spoken to Loon or Dan since. I feel like I've done the worst thing possible. Loon is blowing up my phone, calling me all kinds of names and telling me he's going to tell his dad. I've just been ignoring them. Does that make me the a-hole? Yeah, it kind of does.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like it's kind of you're breaking a bro code, a bro code kind of thing there.
You're 57.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
23?
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
You can do better.
What are you, Bill Belichick? Come on. He's going to be tossing you up in the air like Dirty Dancing style and spinning you around?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's, and you've known this kid for the kid's entire life, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's
possible.
Weird, too.
Yeah, it's possible you maybe babysat for the kid or
Right,
changed his
yeah,
diaper.
right.
Now you're going to date him. It's creepy. It's creepy.
Well, at least you can head up the New England Patriots at some point in your life.
Yes. It's 724 on Rock 102. 732 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news brought to you by 413 Pro Tint. For tinting in your vehicle, home, or business, call 413 Pro Tint in Springfield today. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Thanks, Bax. I'm looking at Channel 3's website.
Yeah.
And they got two stories that aren't local, but one was in Tennessee, and the other one was in Orange City, Florida. Let's start with the Florida one. Two motorcyclists hit a 6-foot alligator in the middle of one of Florida's busiest highways, sending both bikers to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A 67-year-old man and a 25-year-old woman were riding in a group of motorcyclists on I-4 Saturday near Orange City, struck the alligator, and they went flying off the handlebars.
Damn.
The impact caused both motorcyclists to veer off the highway, and the man's motorcycle crashed into a tree. Both riders were taken to a nearby hospital. I'm blessed. I'm protected. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, they're going to be okay. And then in Tennessee, an escaped zebra briefly caused a busy interstate shutdown in Tennessee on Saturday. What the hell's with all these animals getting loose and roaming the highway?
Do you remember?
They don't have a fast pass.
I know.
You know how hard it is to get one of those for a zebra?
Very hard. Did you ever see Conquest of the Battle of the Planet of the Apes?
Yes.
When the apes finally say, okay, enough is enough already. We are going to take over this place, and we're going to be in charge. And Ricardo Montalban is going to be able to be the one to help us. You remember that one?
Yes, I do.
All right. See, this is what I'm thinking is going on with the animals. They're jumping in front of bikes. You know, they're shutting down traffic on busy interstate highways. We are this close to Ricardo Montalban coming back and changing the tide of things.
Yeah, it's just weird. And then there was another alligator out in the middle of a highway story down in Louisiana. It's just like they're revolting.
How does a zebra get to the highway?
Well, I mean, if you leave the zoo and you take a right onto state highway,
yeah,
and then you travel down that, I don't know, like two-thirds of a mile or so, and then you take the ramp and you merge on to I-4, and you got to use your blinker though to merge into traffic.
Well, most zebras don't have a blinker, and I don't believe most interstate highways allow for pedestrian traffic.
You can't just walk. If you're a zebra, you can't just walk out onto the highway?
No. I don't.
They were there first. Before the highway was
in
even
Tennessee.
Built. You don't think there was a zebras originated from Murfreesboro or wherever it's called?
No, Steve, I don't believe that zebras are indigenous to the state of Tennessee. I think zebras come from other parts of the world.
How do you know?
Well, I mean, listen, it doesn't take a genius to know that Tennessee is not really where you find a lot of exotic animals. I mean, seriously.
Well, I'm just saying, you never know. I mean, if the zebra decided that, I don't know. Listen, this was my highway. It was here before all of you people were.
Uh-huh. Zebras are primarily from the continent of Africa, which I don't know if you have ever seen a map or a globe, which is a model of the earth.
Yeah.
Africa and the state of Tennessee are actually quite a distance away from each other.
You don't think the zebra said, we didn't land on I-75. I-75 landed on us.
I'm not going to say that that kind of thing did not happen, Denzel, but I think it's not Denzel. Who was it?
It was Denzel.
Was it Denzel? It was Denzel.
It was Denzel.
You're right,
yeah,
Denzel.
Yeah.
I don't think that happened. Nevertheless.
You never know. Anyway, a man is facing 2 counts of manslaughter after Enfield police say he caused a head-on crash that killed a man and a woman last summer. According to Enfield police, 27-year-old Christian Andrade of Enfield turned himself in Monday after a warrant was issued for his arrest. Police allege that on the afternoon of August 23rd of 2024, Andrade was speeding and under the influence of both alcohol and marijuana when he drove his pickup truck southbound into the northbound lane of Enfield Street near South Road, crashing head-on into an SUV being driven by 63-year-old Ira Anapolsky of Enfield. Both vehicles rolled over. Anapolsky was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. The front seat passenger in Anapolsky's vehicle, 63-year-old Patricia Carey of Enfield, died at the crash site as a result of her injuries. Police say that blood tests show Andrade had both alcohol and marijuana in his system at the time of the crash. He's now charged with 2 counts of manslaughter with a motor vehicle, illegal operation of a motor vehicle while under the influence, and failure to maintain a lane. He was released on $500,000 cash bond and is due in court for his arraignment on June 17th. Let's see. There was a big fire in Springfield last night. Springfield crews worked to put out a structure fire on Isabel Street. The fire captain, Drew Garrett, shared on social media at approximately 8:30 p.m. that all companies responded to a working fire located near 3 Isabel Street. Images shared show the home's porch heavily engulfed in flames. No information has been released regarding affected individuals or injuries at this time, and supposedly 22 News will,
I'm going to
update you.
Look at the pictures. It was awful.
Yeah, it was a pretty nasty fire.
It really was.
A new law went into effect last year restricting ticket transfers for live events, and consumer advocates who opposed the measure were back before lawmakers Monday fighting for more flexibility in ticket transferability. In November, Governor Maura Healey signed into law new restrictions on ticket sales and transfers, which backers said would help prevent exorbitant markups by scalpers. It was one section of a sweeping economic development bill that included a suite of reforms of how tickets for sporting, theater, and music events are sold in Massachusetts. It allowed any theatrical exhibition, public show, or public amusement or exhibition to limit a ticket's transferability after purchase as long as the restrictions are clearly and conspicuously provided to the consumer before the sale and the customer acknowledges receipt of that information. Consumer groups raised red flags, calling it anti-consumer language. When you buy concert, sports, or other event tickets, you should be able to do whatever you want with them, including reselling them or giving them to friends and family, said Deidre Cummings. Deidre. The Legislative and Consumer Programs Director at MassPerg said at the time, ticket sellers should have no right to prevent us from transferring our own tickets on our own terms. Requiring event tickets to be transferable is both a key consumer protection and common sense. The big winners here are the big ticket sellers, not the sports fans or the concert goers. It is a dumb law because that means that you can only transfer. What if 3 people can't go to the concert? You're finally transferring them to a final person. Yeah. And now you can't do it because you did it too many times.
But isn't the issue here really not about what you do individually, but really trying to put a cap on the secondary ticketing market?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe there needs to be more specific language to designate what is what.
The language should be that you shouldn't be able to own a ticketing company and then own the reselling ticket company. Because it's clearly a shell game what they do with the tickets.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Oh, so yeah, look, these tickets are only $40. And then all of a sudden, the show is magically sold out. And the show is magically sold out. Hey, we have a bunch of these tickets available on our secondary site. Granted, they're 3 times as much as what they are for face value, but we still have them.
The funny part about it is, ticketing aside, if you're trying to doing this with any other product, if you were a business operating your business in this way, most people would never go to your business, and there would be laws, consumer protections allowing something like this to not happen. And yet somehow they found a way to circumvent the law to make the secondary market seem like a really great idea.
It just seems...
And it's horrible.
Yeah, and it just... I don't understand how... I mean, I do understand, because I know that people, these, politicians are lobbied in order to change their vote a certain way, so it makes it easier for these big ticket sellers to capitalize on stuff. And
to me, this is less about the individual. Like if I got baseball tickets, I can't go. I'm going to sell it to a friend. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to sell my tickets to a friend at an upcharge because of the effort I have to get the tickets to him. I mean, that's like you wouldn't do that to somebody.
But, even...
But you would do that if you were a reseller of tickets.
Let's say you were just reselling the tickets. Let's just say, you know what, I want to put these online. You shouldn't have any restrictions to that. If the big ticket company has a reselling agency that sells the tickets for 3 times the amount, then you should be able to do that too. But it is illegal for you to do that. You can't sell it for more than, 10% or 15% over the face value of the ticket. Legally, you can't do that. Mm-hmm. It just seems kind of...
Well, the fee structure, believe it or not, as preposterous as it sounds, I think is the thing that gets around that. So they're not really technically, the face value is still the face value. But we have lots of fees and handling issues that are very expensive. It's the reason I got to tell you, it's the reason I don't go to concerts anymore.
Because
I can no longer justify the cost of a ticket bought on the secondary market. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't like the way it operates, and to me, it's a shame because that is one of the only ways that artists actually get paid anymore is through live performance and merchandising.
But you don't even have a snowball's chance in hell trying to get the tickets.
Of course,
and the company limits. When people were doing that Taylor Swift tickets and people were like, oh, my God, I got so lucky. I got, you were a small group of people who got access to those tickets to make it seem like it was all on the up and up. And then the rest of those tickets were bought up by their own company and then turned around and resold for $500-$600 more than what they were face valued
See,
at.
to me, that is the building blocks of a monopoly, which should be illegal. That should not happen.
But it won't change until they change the law on that, and they're not doing that. They've been arguing about this since the 90s.
And the best way to avoid having Congress get involved in that is to give them free concert tickets.
Well, they probably do get free concert tickets.
That's right.
I think I just saw Richie Neal at a Jimmy Buffett show last summer.
He was at a Metallica show.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't know you were a parrot head. There were so many people there. People were going to the bathroom in buckets out in the parking lot. Yes, this one's called Why Don't We Get Drunk and Poo? Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 84. It's 52 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Did you hear? Pioneer Valley Arms has moved, but don't worry.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock at 7:51. And the Guess Who with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Nice day today, sunny and a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 84. It's 52 right now in downtown Springfield.
Let's see. We got stuff coming up later on this week. This is pretty exciting. Katie Arroyo, who has been on our show before, was at the Mayflower Marathon Comedy Night. Going to be at Roar Comedy Club this week. We'll be talking to her sometime, I think Thursday, right?
Yeah, Thursday morning around 8 o'clock.
That's awesome. Good for her.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, she's good. I like Katie.
I was actually asked to do a guest spot that night, too.
Shut up.
About that.
You going to do it?
Probably.
Come on.
Yeah.
You?
Why not?
And Katie Arroyo?
How about that?
Get out of
it's
town.
It's like sharing the stage again after a Mayflower Marathon comedy show at the very same location.
I'll tell you what. I mean, it almost seems crazy. You got to wait all the way to June 19th for a dinner and a comedy show?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Seems like too long to wait.
It does seem like too long to wait, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so that's coming up on Thursday on the show.
How much do you spend on your dog a year?
Well, I mean, it all depends on what we're talking about here. We're talking about just food or vet visits.
Well, there's a new survey
Survey said.
I found owning pets costs way more than most people think, and the price tag keeps going up. People were asked how much they think it costs to take care for a cat or a dog for 15 years. For cats, the average answer was $5,735, and for dogs, it was $8,158. But the real numbers are more 3 times that, maybe even more.
Really?
And it depends on the type of food you buy, whether you get lucky with vet bills, and how much you spoil them. Caring for a cat now costs anywhere from $20,000 to $47,000 over the course of their life. That's an expensive cat.
You got a cat that lasts, say, 15 years.
Yeah.
You break that down, and it's not that outrageous, I suppose.
And for dogs, it's $22,000 to just under $61,000. That's an average of at least $1,300 a year for cats and $1,500 a year for dogs. They even say something like a rabbit can easily cost over $1,000 annually.
I know the dog provides hours of joy and companionship for most people that own a dog. But there are limits as to how much I'm going to spend on that lazy freeloader who doesn't do anything around the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, my dog is a great dog. Don't get me wrong, but he ain't exactly pulling his weight.
My dog ate a Tres Leches cake a couple of weeks ago.
Isn't that dangerous for a dog to eat a Tres Leches cake?
Well, a quarter of it. Yeah. Might be I don't know. He was feeling it. He was definitely feeling it.
Afterwards?
A little lethargy, things like that.
Did it go through him a little bit?
And after a couple of days, he's back to normal. He was back to normal. But it's kind of the FAFO kind of thing.
FAFO?
F around and find out.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yes. Well, those are the kinds of things that a dog regrets after time.
Yeah, he just got up. He waited for everybody to leave.
He didn't chip in for the cake.
There was a lot of people there. It was a party. It was a birthday party. There was a lot of people there.
And
but
the dog
nobody was
the
in
cake.
the kitchen, and there he was in the kitchen, and he's like, "Well, I'm going for it." I didn't think he liked creamy stuff, but apparently he does.
Now, was the cake salvageable, or did nobody?
No. He ate the rest of it. It was people had enjoyed it already, so it wasn't like it was. So
it wasn't just like a fresh cake sitting out there.
There was about a quarter of it left.
He
ate the whole rest of it.
Well, I mean, it's cake.
I know, but
did he at least give ice cream on it?
It's weird because this dog has eaten things that you would think would be the demise of him.
Yeah,
but he hasn't. He's got like a cast iron stomach.
Yeah,
he's lived through all of these things. When he was a puppy, he ate an entire tube of Desitin, which I don't even know how that tastes good.
It probably doesn't.
It doesn't smell very good.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, melatonin he's eaten.
I bet he regretted that.
He slept for a while.
Like a long while.
Chicken bones.
Yeah.
Things that you're not supposed to eat as a dog. I mean, I know they don't get it. They don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's just
it's weird how your
it's
dog
weird how
is
he has survived.
Yeah, it's
chocolate. He's eaten chocolate before.
It's interesting how your dog has been so aggressive. And I look at my dog, and my dog will walk past the garbage, 15 times a day. Never even put his nose into it. He just goes to his bowl, and then when we're eating, he'll look at us and bark like, "Where's mine?" You do a little work around the house. Maybe I'll get you a pork chop, but until then, you can just forget about it. Here's your kibble and enjoy it. Does that make me cruel?
I think it does. You should be able to give him. Don't you treat him for his birthday? Do you celebrate a birthday for the dog?
I mean, we acknowledge it. I don't send him a card.
Why not? He's a dog.
Because without opposable thumbs, he can't open it. Plus, he never cashes the check inside.
I remember when I had a dog that passed away when I was a kid, I got a bereavement card for the dog. Why wouldn't you give a birthday card to a dog?
Because the dog can't open it and
you
can't read it.
You can read it to him.
He's not going to understand any of the joy that went into it.
Listen, the Hawkman can't open a birthday card, but as sure as Mom reads him the birthday card.
Okay,
You know
fine.
what I mean?
All right, then I'll change my tune.
It's a dog. You can read him the birthday card.
Hey, great event coming to the... Hey, great event coming to the South End Community Center. Great place in Springfield on Marble Street. The Springfield Wrestling Classic. It's the biggest pro wrestling convention in the New England area, and it's going to be happening on June 14th. We happen to have a pair of tickets. The Springfield Wrestling Classic at the South End. Going to be wicked cool. 10th caller right now, 293-1021. You will get to go.
Who doesn't like wrestling?
Everyone loves wrestling.
Who doesn't like watching a convention about wrestling?
I would love to go to a convention with wrestlers and grapplers and heels and baby faces.
Sweaty men wrestling around on a mat, pinning them down.
That's good fun.
Showing your prowess as a man, masculinity.
Well, there'll be some women there too. There'll be ladies.
Yeah,
wrestling ladies.
Yeah, well, they're the ones that treat the injuries.
No, they're the ones who will be wrestling too.
They're going to be wrestling?
I don't know.
Wrestling?
We'll just have to see. It's a convention.
Who wants to grapple with me?
10th caller does.
That's right. 293-1021.
It's 7:59 at Rock 102. Rock 102's Classic Rock Song.
And now, Bax's View from the Couch, brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware, your grilling destination. Weber, Big Green Egg, Uni Pizza Ovens, and Traeger wood-fired grills.
Hey, good morning, sports fans. How the heck are you? Folks, in the world of professional sports, it becomes apparent that the mind and the body usually operate with different parts. On one hand, your mind tends to believe, I'm too young to give it all up and retire. Meanwhile, the body comes back and says, whoa, slow down, big fella. Unfortunately, some players fail to listen to that sort of suggestion and they hang around too long. Other players are given no other choice and must retire because the body simply refuses to do what the brain wants it to do. Yesterday, longtime New England Patriots center David Andrews announced that he is officially retiring from football. You may recall that Andrews was released from the team back in March after shoulder problems limited him to only 4 games last season. Following the surgery and his recovery, he was waived by the Patriots after failing to pass a physical. Yesterday, Andrews gave an emotional statement offering thanks and gratitude to the team, the fans, and to the entire Patriots organization. He went on to say that after winning 2 Super Bowls and being team captain for the last 8 years, quote, I didn't want to do it for another organization. That's not what I had in mind to finish my career. I wanted to finish it here, and I did. Folks, when I retire from this godforsaken business in approximately 2,294 days, I can't promise that I'm going to go out with the same level of grace or dignity. Sure, I might be emotional, but that's only having stolen thousands of dollars in office supplies, T-shirts, coffee mugs, some office chairs, some paper towels, and what used to be known as the Arnold's Wheel of Meat. Once I get that stuff packed into my car, then I'll be ready to move on with my life. David Andrews, on the other hand, chooses to bow out of his 10-year-long football career with quiet grace and dignity, whereas I am planning to leave here with a fistful of pens. But hey, enough of my yapping. Sports brought to you by Rocky's Ace Hardware. Get a DeWalt tungsten carbide tipped circular saw blade, $20. Get a DeWalt black and gold high-speed steel pilot point drill bit set, $20. It's Rocky's $20 drill bit and saw blade sale. DeWalt bits and blades, $20 at your neighborhood Rocky's Ace Hardware. I'm Bax. That's my view from the couch.
Rock 102, Springfield's classic rock.
Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:13, and Billy Idol with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
It's going to be a nice day today. Sunny and a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny and a high of 84. It's 52 right now in downtown Springfield. I don't know. What are we going to talk about?
I just saw this story here. I was just thinking about this because, it's happening in Boston, and I'm wondering, why can't something like this happen here in Springfield? Boston has just launched a new late-night food truck program. Okay? It allows food trucks to operate late into the night at designated sites around the city. The program under the Office of Nightlife Economy, which I don't think we have one here in Springfield, aims to provide more food options after hours near hospitals, universities, music venues, nighttime districts. Operators can participate in an online lottery to select their sites, with the program running through the summer and ending in the fall. The initiative aims to support entrepreneurs and increase access to late-night food, with the lottery scheduled for this week. I'm thinking, like, how many times have you been out and, like, everything's closed? Nothing's open. Like if you're, like at a hospital. Let's just say you're at a hospital and you're sitting there with somebody who's sick and you're starving. You don't want to go, and what would you have to do to get to, like, a food truck where you can get like tacos late at night, or like the bar's closed and you're starving? Back in my youth, like there were all these places that were open like 24 hours or late night. You don't even see that anymore.
I was just going to say that. I remember going, there was always something open after the bars closed at 2 a.m. Down on Worthington Street, there was a pizza joint that was selling like pizza slices till like 4 o'clock in the morning,
right?
Which was a great idea because at least you deterred people from getting in a car after drinking all night long. At least you give them a little bit of time to sober up by sitting down and having a piece of pizza kind of thing, because it's it's pretty dangerous, I think, to let people get sloshed like that and then drive home.
Well, do you remember a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
There was a guy, I believe he sold hot dogs, like around the in the entertainment district in Springfield, and he was told, I think he had to shut down.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was a health code violation, but the hot dog guy was out there every Friday, Saturday night selling hot dogs to people pouring out of the bars. And apparently someone thought this was a problem. Yeah, to me, it's no problem.
You're offering a service.
That's exactly what you're doing.
A community service.
Boston is doing it. I wonder why we can't get that here. I'll tell you what. I mean, I don't go out late at night anymore. I'm usually in bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but the younger crowd.
The younger crowd. But if I were like a normal human being with normal hours and out on a Friday or Saturday night, and I close a place, well, I'm gonna want something to eat. I want something that's going to cost a few bucks. I could just, chow down before getting home.
You know it's open late?
What?
Applebee's.
Yes.
They're open till like 1 o'clock in the morning on a Friday and a Saturday.
Can you imagine that? Like the only place to go is an Applebee's?
But if you've been out drinking all night, what the hell do you care what you're eating? I mean, you're talking about eating a hot dog out of a cart.
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of great foods coming out of a truck. Food trucks are not like the food trucks of old, where a guy, is selling like a cold egg sandwich at like 6 o'clock in the morning for the guys at the work site.
I think one of the issues with the food truck thing is, and this is just me, but the waiting, as Tom Petty would say, is the hardest part. You're starving. You want something. That's why the drive-thrus are usually loaded with people at a McDonald's or something at 2 o'clock in the morning. Because you're hungry, you've been drinking all day, all night,
right?
And you want something quick to eat. And granted, you can probably wait in a drive-through line for 45 minutes before you get your food, because the thing is, they're just overwhelmed at that time of the morning,
right?
But for the most part, you're getting something very quickly, as opposed to a food truck where, they're cooking these. It's not like they're staging a bunch of food. They might have all the ingredients ready to go, but you're still waiting 10 or 15 minutes. A lot of people don't want to do that at 2 o'clock in the morning.
But if you had like a designated area where you could have like 3 or 4 food trucks out there at a time, the lines are going to go faster. You'll be able to get your food faster. Yeah. And I got to tell you, the way the food trucks are operating now, they're serving really good food. Real good food. It's not like the old days. We had to worry about things like listeria and botulism.
I told you last week when I was in New York City, I had the gyro from the cart guy.
Yeah,
the halal meat or whatever it is.
And you said it was fantastic.
It was you can't beat a greasy gyro off the street. Who cares if there's rat feces around the area? I mean, what's the big deal?
Remember last year I officiated a wedding.
Yeah,
and I was like,
oh right, you were like,
right. So it was like a small family, gathering of folks. Okay, and like afterwards, like the in-laws threw the reception in their backyard. It's actually a really nice thing. Well, they had a food truck, a local food truck from Murphy's Pub in Agawam show up.
Yeah,
food was amazing. I mean, you had to stand in line. There's only one food truck for maybe 30 people, but the food was incredible. We had lobster rolls and steak tips and oh my God, and a baked potato bar.
Yeah,
you put whatever you want in a
not
baked
bad
potato.
idea.
Let me tell you something. If I were 30 years younger and causing problems on a Friday, Saturday night,
Yeah.
I'd much rather have a food truck option than drive all over town looking for a place that's still open after 3 o'clock in the morning.
And then I don't think it's still there anymore, but the Peppa's Pizza 2. They had a pizza joint attached to that Irish pub over there in 16 Acres.
I don't know if Peppa's is still there.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
so. I mean, the Peppa's here in East Longmeadow, I think, is still around.
And they got some crazy pizza going on over there.
Oh yeah, pizza with French fries on it,
Spaghetti.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Donuts. You put anything on a pizza if you really want.
I don't know if I put a donut on a pizza.
I
Would you
would.
put a donut on a pizza?
I put a donut on anything on right now.
I've been trying not to eat that stuff. I've been increasing the Peloton workouts again. Mm-hmm. Mostly because I've the chicks on the Peloton.
Oh, I thought it's like chicks in real life.
And I did a quick video last week about this, and I showed the instructor working out who was wearing. You can't tell me that these things aren't set up for some kind of sexual gratification preemptive thing to make you work harder. This hot chick, Jess King, her name is. Was wearing a necktie, like she was parading around your bedroom.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's just like you're gonna tell me that this isn't for any sort of maybe imagination or fantasy by you wearing that while I'm sweating myself out to you.
Well,
for
Steve,
30 minutes.
Let's say, for example, you spent $5,000 on a brand new Peloton. Okay,
I didn't spend anywhere near.
But let's say you did, and let's say you're paying the monthly membership on a Peloton, which I don't know how much that is now.
$45.
$45 a month.
Yeah,
$45 a month. Okay, so you bought the machine. $45 a month. I'm not saying the least she could do is show you a little appreciation. I'm just saying
it's like we're getting into role play.
I'm not making that suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if you're going to invest that kind of money in a relationship with someone who is telling you to pump harder, then I'm going to just say, that's what I think should be done.
I did akin it to dating because you are paying somebody monthly for her to tell you what to do.
Exactly my point. My guess is you'd probably spend a hell of a lot more if you were actually dating somebody than $45 a month. But that $5,000 outlay to get a brand new a new machine, it's quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm just noticing the the correlation between me paying money and me getting some sort of. I've always said it kind of reminds me of Skinamax back in the 90s. After 11 o'clock, Manuel 5 would come on,
right?
And it was like brief nudity. There's no nudity in this.
Yeah, it's all the
but
soft
it's pretty
core
damn
stuff.
Close.
This is the best you're going to get for that price.
Yeah, it's like Brooke Shields in the Return to the Blue Lagoon or the Blue Lagoon. Yeah, that kind of thing.
See, for me, if I got a Peloton, let's say I was doing it late at night, I'd want to get off that Peloton and walk over to a food truck.
Right outside your window.
Right, yeah, because I need the steps.
You know what? Maybe I can get the food truck to show up in Huntington at 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, I just did a heavy workout. This chick got me all worked up. She's wearing a necktie today.
Yeah.
Like she's parading around my bedroom in my clothes. And here I am. I'm getting kind of hungry.
Of course you are.
Yeah,
exactly. And what better way to fight that kind of post-workout hunger
than a burrito?
Or a big Italian sausage or something with onions and peppers or something.
I don't know if that's really the proper meal to have after a heavy workout.
Hey, it's protein, high protein
it's
stuff.
Protein, but it's also a lot of carbs in there too.
Go without the bun. You don't need a bun.
No, that's the whole reason why I'm watching the Peloton. I want the bun.
It's 8:24 on Rock 102. It's 8:27 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Sunny today with a high of 78. It's 52 right now in downtown Springfield.
Rock 102 presents the Classic Rock Summer now through Labor Day weekend. You listen to Rock 102 all summer long for details on how to grab your share of the summer stash of prizes. Giving away a $25 gift card to the Store and Tavern every weekday through Labor Day. And if you want to win, you go to rock102.com. Then you listen to Pat Kelly every weekday afternoon. The Classic Rock Summer brought to you by the Leah Auto Group. Only on Rock 102, Springfield's Classic Rock.
You know, somebody said, don't forget about Anthony's late night hours with the tuna melts.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a good roast beef three ways, that's a great way to go.
I didn't know there was a sushi bar in this place. You know, I'm thinking if I change up the Peloton instructor,
Yeah.
I don't want to feel like I want her to feel like I'm cheating on her.
I don't think she
You
cares.
think they talk to each other? Do you think the other one? Hey, you know what? He was in my class yesterday. What? He told me he would be in mine only.
They don't see you, right? They just.
I don't know. There's a camera on it.
Is that for them? Is that for you to see them? Or are they looking at you?
That's what I want to know about it.
Yeah. I don't want the camera. I don't want a camera looking at me when I'm all in a big, giant, smelly flop sweat.
Yes, but that's how they know to encourage you even more. They yell at you.
And you like that.
Give me a juicy push. Yeah. Give me one more juicy push down that Peloton lane.
Listen, I'm sitting in bike shorts on a Peloton in my house. I don't want to give you a juicy push. Not dressed this way.
That's what the one has said. She's English.
One more juicy push.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
what?
it's
You
all
don't
right.
associate juicy with working out?
No, I don't. I try not
Why
to get
not?
too juicy on the equipment.
Well, maybe they're commenting on my my body style. Hey, you're juicy. You should really ramp this up.
It's 8:29. News is next on Rock 102. When you're 8:32 with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102. It's time for news. It's brought to you by Gary Rome Hyundai. Technicians get up to a $5,000 sign-on bonus right now. Learn more at GaryRomeHyundai.com/family. Here's local radio icon Steve Nagle.
Yeah, thanks, Peg. I was ready to jump all over this. The animals are in Methuen now. They were surrendered from a Franklin County property. We saw the headline says over 140 animals surrendered from a Franklin County property. And then it says Methuen. But Methuen is where they are now.
Gotcha.
More than 100 farm animals are now looking for new homes after being surrendered from a single property in Franklin County back in April. Information about the surrender is limited, but we know 147 animals were handed over to the MSPCA, many of which have since given birth and added to that total. In order to bring that number down, the MSPCA is holding a fee-free adopt-a-thon for pigs, goats, chickens, fowl, cats, rats, elephants, as sure as you were born. No unicorn.
No humpyback camels or chimpanzees?
Nope, don't even see those either. On June 7th and June 9th, during which they hope to rehome 120 of these animals. Meanwhile, other surrenders like Astrid the horse will continue to need medical care but should be up for adoption soon. The investigation into the animal's former owner remains ongoing. I don't remember the story.
No. 140 animals.
Am I crazy, or 147? Or is that a lot of animals?
That's a lot of animals. So they say that, but there's no real information as to the condition of
No, you know what, though?
of where these animals were at.
I can't be so quick to judge because you sometimes, people own these farms and all this other stuff, and then, you don't know what kind of medical issue they might have, the person owning the farm.
Sure.
Could be, some dementia, could be any number of things. I didn't hear anything about a nefarious farm owner in Franklin County back in April.
Yeah, it's unfamiliar to me, and but then when I saw it, because I got the notification on Western Mass News on their website, and I'm thinking, yeah, it says it says Methuen. I'm like, that's not in Franklin County.
I'm thinking about getting some goats.
Yeah, goats are not a bad animal to get.
No, and
they take care of the lawn.
That's what I'm getting at. And not even the lawn; it's the shrubbery. It's all the overgrown stuff that they can eat.
A friend of mine in high school, his parents had goats, They never mowed a lawn in their life.
Now, what does a mare eat?
Well, the mares eat dotes.
What about does?
They eat dotes. They eat oats. And
what
little
about-
lambs eat ivy. A kid will eat ivy too, wouldn't
Would
you?
you? Oh, yeah, of course I would. I always heard that song when I was a kid, and I didn't know what a maresy dote was.
Yeah, mares eat oats.
But I know, but it sounds like a maresy dote. I didn't know what that was until I actually read the lyrics.
I thought dotes were like a different kind of like Dippin' Dots, ice cream of the future.
No, dotes are the things that call open line every Friday.
No, those are dopes. Steve, you're close.
Well, they eat ivy too, wouldn't you?
I think you're smoking the ivy is what I think they're doing.
Well, I put up a video yesterday of me talking with spoons and knives and forks. Somebody told me to lay off the dope.
You're not even on the dope
I'm not
anymore.
even on the dope anymore.
No,
I haven't had dope
scaled
in
back.
months.
Yeah,
Yeah, and maybe it was the inspiration from all that dope
maybe.
that made me, have knives and spoons and forks talk to each other.
I liked the video because I happen to like puppet shows.
I love puppet shows.
Of course you do.
Listen, I stayed in characters the whole time. There was no cuts in that video.
Nope.
That was a one straight shot thing. It was 3 minutes long, and I think it worked out well.
I'm doing my
it can-
videos. I'm making cuts all the time. I'm like an editing fool.
It continues the spoon saga I've been having. No spoons in the house. Now I have plenty of spoons.
It's an inspirational story that
But
now
then
people are giving you spoons.
Well, I mean, just to give you a little synopsis of what happened. You see, the spoon, the mother forker was looking for the spoon, the scoop dog.
Scoop dog. That's what it. Yeah.
And she couldn't find him. She's missing all her children.
Right.
Because the spoons are missing from my house. And then this one was found on the front porch. And the last thing he remembered was that he was dipped in an Oikos 000, and then he doesn't remember anything. He woke up cold and dirty on the floor of the porch. Right.
Not so unlike, say, like an alien abduction.
Right. And so the saga has continued because the father died. He was a butter knife.
Sure.
Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass.
He was a civil rights advocate for all room temperature butter.
Two-faced, too, because he gets spread on either side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And then so I had a little fun. I had a little fun making timelines.
See, now, I thought that was a creative way of explaining what had been going on with your cutlery in the house. Now, a lot of people who put TikTok videos together don't put in that kind of creativity.
Well,
I'm not going to name names or point fingers, but I'm pretty sure Pat Kelly knows who I'm talking about.
It got a whopping 27 views on TikTok.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Dan Williams mowing his lawn gets 10,000 views. How does that even happen? I don't even know.
Dan Williams pays for crummy seats at a concert. All of a sudden, he's a TikTok hero.
He's a celebrity.
He's an influencer, is what he is.
Yeah, I don't understand the algorithm.
The
You know what we
algorithm
need
is
to
all
do?
jacked up.
We need to put out 30 videos a day to see if we can test the algorithm's strength. Do you think that might be a good idea?
Yeah, maybe that's the way we should do this.
I'm thinking that's right. Speaking of dishes and knives and all that stuff, have you ever became angry with somebody who didn't do a chore around the house?
Of course.
A 23-year-old woman in Utah was arrested after she allegedly tried to strangle her roommate last week during a, quote, argument over dirty plates not being washed. The wording makes it sound like the plates were not cleaned enough, but maybe the roommate was slacking on her share of the chores altogether. Police say the woman followed the victim as she ran into her room. She pushed through the closed bedroom door, made her fall to the ground, grabbed her by the hair and neck, and strangled her to the point where she couldn't breathe for 5 seconds. She also then tried to kick her. It doesn't sound like the roommate suffered any serious injuries, but there's no update on her condition. The attacker was charged with aggravated assault and aggravated burglary. Burglary? Oh,
I don't know.
She broke into the room, maybe?
I guess.
It's unclear who will do the dishes while the woman is locked up. It sounds to me that there are some underlying issues here other than the dishes. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say
it's never
that.
just about the dishes. I mean, that's not why people break up. And it's not why roommates split.
I mean,
There's always something more than just the dishes.
I mean, you can be mad about somebody not doing a specific task or a chore.
Right.
But how bad? That's what I'm saying. I think there's an underlying issue here other than just the dishes being dirty.
Like, are you paying the utilities?
Yes, that could be something.
That could be something that affects us all.
Or maybe the roommate slept with her boyfriend. That could be an issue.
That could be, certainly.
And the dishes are just a guise in order to...
maybe they accidentally keep using your toothbrush.
How dirty do your dishes get? Do you clean them all the time?
We have a dishwasher, so they do get
What's
washed.
her name? Yeah.
No, we actually have a dishwasher, which I bought at Cluett's, Mechanic Street and Ware, Center Street in Ludlow, or at Cluett's.net. You know, they're a local family-owned operation. It's been in business for over 70 years.
But you have a dishwasher, but you still have to load the dishes into the dishwasher.
Yes.
And you also have to scrape the plate. That's what I'm talking about. How long do the plates sit in the sink before you put them into the dishwasher?
You know, lately I've gotten better about that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was like days. It would never go like days at a time. Not like in college where a whole semester would go by before I could find a clean spoon.
You haven't been to my house.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
They'll sit there for a few days.
I'll probably bring my own spoons if I ever get an invite.
And eventually they will be moved to the... You know, here's the problem. It's like a chain reaction in my house.
Yes.
Everybody has a specific job. Each person is a link to that chain. Well, sometimes that link gets broken. And if the link gets broken, then the expedited dishes that were supposed to come out of the dishwasher don't get loaded with new dirty dishes, and then that causes a backup.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say my problem probably is more emptying the dishwasher after it's run through the cycle.
Yeah.
Emptying it in a timely enough fashion where I just don't fill it all up again immediately with dishes that have been sitting there for a day or two.
Remember the old-fashioned days when we didn't have appliances?
I sure do. Those are the days, man.
Watch. Did you ever put a load in that dishwasher before?
I know your dad did.
Yeah, he did. That's how I was born.
Yes.
I think we've, you know what? Let's talk about community events going
Yeah,
on
that's
here.
probably-
coming up
probably for the
a
best.
few minutes. Your Pioneer Valley forecast today is going to be sunny with a high of 78. Tomorrow, sunny with a high of 84. It is 58 right now in downtown Springfield. I'm Steve Nagle, and that's the news on Rock 102. Oh, yeah.
Hey, good news. You don't have to tackle your
Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock. It's 8:51 and Pearl Jam with Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
Mix of sun and clouds today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, more of the same with a high of 84. It is 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
Really great event coming up on Sunday, June 8th. It's the Pinkway 5K run and 2-mile walk. I like the 2-mile walk idea. But in the studio with us right now is Kathy View and Tom Woodcop. Good to see you, both of you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
First of all, tell us a little bit about the Pinkway.
So the Pinkway Foundation was founded in 2008 by our leader, Robin. She had breast cancer and found that she needed some financial support. So there's a lot of organizations out there that that help cancer, but it didn't directly impact the patient. So what we do is we do a lot of fundraising, and our money goes directly to the patient for bills, gas, groceries, whatever they want. So they'll submit their letters to us, and in our meetings we'll give them money appropriately accordingly to what their needs are.
Now, Tom, your wife unfortunately passed away last year from breast cancer.
It was actually March 10th of this year.
March 10th of this year. I apologize for getting that timeline wrong, but as anybody, I've had my own experience with my wife who passed away from cancer, and I know how much of a struggle that can be when you have to still pay bills and you still have to pay the mortgage and the electric bill and all the other things that are going on, even though you're so enthralled with this experience. How did this help you?
Well, it's actually more of a help for Heidi because, as you know, there's all sorts of testing and things, and you have copays. I mean, you have health insurance, but you have copays every time you go in for a test, and the doctors want constant tests for Heidi because they're trying to figure out how to deal with with her cancer. So those bills add up. You have your regular bills every day, and then you have on top of that, you have all these other expenses. So it was super helpful for Pinkway. Their generosity to her, it was pretty amazing.
Now, just out of curiosity, how did you find out about them?
I actually run with some guys, and one of the guys is her husband Jim. So, and she was there, and she's actually was very supportive with Heidi. She had, Heidi would come running with us occasionally. She was very supportive, and she's been very supportive with me in this obviously very tough time. It's not just the monetary thing; it's the support. Women with breast cancer need support. They need us to give them love, and they need to know that they're cared for. Because Heidi didn't want to be a patient. She didn't want to ask anybody for anything.
Right.
She was, she wanted just to be regular. She tried her best to be as healthy as she could, and we didn't know this was going to happen so quickly. She really thought she was going to live into her 80s. She thought she was going to defy this cancer, and I don't know why things happen the way they do, but Pinkway supported us and me, and I think it's really important that they continue doing what they're doing.
This event that's coming up on Sunday, it happens at the Ashley Reservoir. Kathy, tell us a little bit about what's coming up this weekend.
So this weekend, we're going to have open registrations checking in at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll have the DJ going, Bubbles, and some...
Bubbles?
Yeah, we got Bubbles.
I didn't know about Bubbles.
Yeah.
Nobody told me about any Bubbles.
Yeah, everybody's got to come now.
So we got the Bubbles for the kids, and we've got some tattoos, sparkle tattoos for them. The race kicks off at 9 o'clock in the morning. Annabella Gagnon, a local upcoming artist, will sing the national anthem for us. And we'll do the race and then come back and do some raffles and gift basket stuff and honor Heidi for the day.
Now, Bax said he would do the 2-mile walk portion. I don't even know if he can do that. You should just donate the money.
Yeah, no, I'll donate money, but I'm just saying, if given a choice between a 5K or a 2K walk or 2-mile walk, I mean, I know it's similar, I mean, in distance, but one just seems a little bit more manageable for me.
Just open your wallet, Bax.
Okay,
It'll make the
fine,
easiest thing to do.
Can do that, not a problem.
Absolutely.
A walk never hurt anybody.
That's right.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Maybe never.
I got
Can't say
feet
never,
problems. My knees aren't great anymore. But if someone wanted to participate in or get involved somehow, what should they do?
Yep, you can just reach out to the Pinkway organization on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. You can go ahead and email us, and we can get you on board. You can be a volunteer. We got like 6 different events throughout the year. So the next one after this will be a car cruise with a car show thing.
Oh, nice.
And then we have another one in October. Our biggest one is in October, and then in February we have a golf tournament. So we've got quite a bit of events out there.
All right,
throughout the year.
And when you go to that Facebook page, the Pinkway 5K run and 2K walk, for the event there, the link is there to register for the event.
Yep.
All right.
And this is starts at the Holyoke Elks.
Elks, yep.
There you go, on Ashley Reservoir. Perfect.
There you go.
902 Elks.
Kathy View, Tom Whitcomb, it's the Pinkway 5K 2-mile walk. We appreciate you coming. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's just about 8:57 on Rock 102. It's classic rock. It's 9/11 and the Rolling Stones on Rock 102.
Let's see. It's going to be sunny today with a high of 78. Tomorrow, mix of sun and clouds with a high of 84. It is 59 right now in downtown Springfield.
Before we get into the next item on our menu, the next part in this multi-course meal.
The dinner.
Yes, I just want to mention that this week my guest on Baxy's Musical Podcast is Mark Waldock from the band Hallelujah Ward. Their debut album came out last Friday called Everybody Swoons. It is fantastic. Mark's been around for a very, very long period of time. We got a lot in common, and the conversation is wild. And you can hear it on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. And it's all brought to you by Metro, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram at Chicopee, and Rock 102 Springfield's Classic Rock.
Now, Bax.
Yes.
Are you ready for some fun facts?
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it hits you in the nads. The backs of life, the backs of life. We're not always kings and queens.
All right.
All right.
Are you ready for the game? game.
Number one.
There's no game. It's just me stating things.
Well, state fact number one, Steve.
Number one, the Secret Service was originally created in 1865 to fight counterfeiting. Just like that one-night stand I had with a woman who looked like a solid 10 until she took off her Spanx and my meat thermometer retracted like a scared turtle. Completely counterfeit clam bake.
Nothing but phony baloney.
Number two.
Number
Gotta
two.
get that out.
Yes.
Number two.
Number two.
If you're over 50, the world population has doubled in your lifetime. Because somewhere between the rise of disco and the fall of dignity, everybody decided to start raw dogging like it was an Olympic sport, and the prize was back child support.
Just want to win the ring.
I'm doing that 3 times. Number three. The word Ouija is trademarked by Hasbro, which is fair because every time I whip one out in bed, I ask, "Are you there?" And the response is always a slow circle to no, followed by ghosting that needs no spirit board. Number four. Terrell Owens scored touchdowns against all 32 NFL teams twice.
Really?
My guy didn't just play football, he power drilled his way through the entire league like a human jackhammer with a helmet fetish and no gag reflex. Defensive lines, more like open legs. Number five. Inflation has made the dollar worth less than half of what it was in 1996. Back when I was in Syracuse. These days, $100 gets you half a tank of gas, 1 drink, and a dry HJ in a Kia Soul. If you're lucky, and even that, she's texting your ex while you're trying to finish. And there you go. That's your fun facts for Tuesday.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it hits you in the nads. The backs of life,
The backs
of life. We're not all.
It's Bax and Nagle on Rock 102.
The Rock 102 app, where you can stream us anywhere for free. Just